This is a video about this pen router. I mentioned in another one of my videos how handy a tool this was, and a lot of you folks probably never have seen one operating, but it's a thing to mount a router in, and you got a up and down thing, and you can lock it. You can lock this quill, and it's adjustable in 4 different directions. The main thing about using a pen router is to get it lined up with the pen. You got a pen down on the bottom, and you got a pattern. Well, here's the pattern I'm going to use. As you can see, the bottom of it's cut out, and the idea is that the pattern follows the pen on the bottom, and it cuts the top out to match it. So getting the pattern made is a big part of it. But that kind of shows you how it operates, and I'm gonna. This is a pattern for my banjo bridges. I've been making these things for, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 years now, I guess. In the last few years, I hadn't been fooling with them that much. Kind of got discouraged by the these banjo pickers. If it ain't got Sonny Osborne's name or Earl Scruggs' name or some famous picker's name on it, they're not interested. So I kind of got out of it. But that's just fine. It's a different design than the 3-footed banjo bridges you'll see out there nowadays. We're going to start this process out by attaching our, this is our blank. This is some over 100-year-old maple that I got out of an old desk I bought at an antique mall. Had a date stamped in the bottom of it, and it's truly 100 years old. By now it's a little bit more, I don't remember. 1921, I believe, was the date stamped in it. But I tightened this this thing up here. I don't know how well you can see it, but here's the blank, and here's these adjustments. Now we're going to set it down on the pattern. And we're going to start out in this center hole right here. And that's the way it looks when it comes off of the pen router. Shape's already there. And if you noticed that some of you experts, banjo experts, well, I'm sure have noticed that there's no ebony on top of this bridge, and that's by design. I started making this type bridge for Rural Yarber several years ago. He asked me to make them with no ebony on top of them, and that's what I started doing. And that's what this is. That's a 100-year-old piece of maple, and we'll continue shaping it here. But that's what part the pen router does. Now we're going to take it over here to the disc sander. All right, there it is, shaped up a little bit more. Now we're gonna weigh this thing. See how much it weighs. That's 2.7 grams right there. Probably can't read that scale from where that camera is, but that's 2.7 grams. That's pretty close to what I like to make. And it's almost 3/4 of an inch. So we can take a little bit off the bottom of it. I'm gonna make an 11/16 bridge for this. I'm gonna go back to the disc sander and take a little off the bottom of it. Not gonna film that. Now we've got this bridge down to 11/16. We'll weigh it again. 2.4 grams. Now we're going to autograph it here. This is the front. And put my initial on there. And this is old maple. It's 2.4. And today is 9. And the year is 23. Now we got to put the slots in it. Now we're going to mark the spacing in it. That's 1 11/16 spacing. Now we're going to cut our little slots. We got this little saw here. And we're going to angle it a little bit so the strings will bear on the front of this deal here. And this 4th string we'll cut a little bit larger. And that should be it. Now we're going to go over here to our disc sander with some 180 grit paper on it. We're just going to smooth the outside of it down. And then we're going to run this thing here. And we got one more thing to do. My old buddy Rule Yarber told me years ago that you can't sell, and I gonna guess you can give away a banjo bridge if it ain't got a black top on it. So he always had me to paint the top black on these things. And that's basically the way that I make a Nichols Banjo Bridge.